Hello everybody and welcome back to Spellweaver. Actually, welcome for the very last time in 2017. And what do we have here? Balance changes. A nice way to start off, or actually, nice way to end off a year, isn't it? Yeah, some cards have been changed in this update in order to improve the game's balance. So, let's get to them, shall we? Yeah, there's much more things that I should talk about. Oh my god, look at this gold amount I have. But let's get to the cards first. These cards are basically the community redesign cards that we had redesigned, and well, frankly I'm not sure, I don't really remember what was my stance on them. I'm thinking that I might have said that I'm not gonna talk about them unless they get implemented into the game, because I think even Dream Reactor said in a few cases that they don't necessarily Ifko was saying that he doesn't necessarily want us, the community, to start translating any of the text as it was back then, because it will, or not it will, it may get slightly changed compared to what was available at a set time. So I think, yeah, if they will change, yeah, I think they actually said many times that, you know, those, regardless of the suggestion that wins, they probably will be rebalanced and thus changed as needed. Yeah, anyway, let's get to them. Let's start with the card that started it all, I think. I think it was the Vegetation Blockade, which used to just make you pay whenever you wanted to attack with a non-flyer creature, with a ranged or melee creature. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, non-flying creatures can't attack unless their controller pays 1 mana for each non-flying creature that's attacking. At the start of your turn, destroy Vegetation Blockade and draw a card. So that's a big part. It was drawing a card. Now Veggie Blockade doesn't draw a card. Something worth taking into consideration. And now, instead of making your opponent pay to attack, well, frankly, I don't really think that idea was that bad. I personally think this idea was pretty decent. Maybe if you would like make this card permanent. Whatever. You know, so many ways to make this card better, and what we get instead, we make a Vegetation Blockade into a sort of a glorified guards. Whereas instead of spawning you 2 militia and boosting all of your militia's speed, it spawns you 2 shooting sprouts, and then all the plants you control can block any creature regardless of speed. Yeah. Frankly, I don't recall. Well, we do. We have Touch of Light, which is instant. Oh, it's not even instant, so you won't play it like guards instantly and blocking your opponent, you know, taking your opponent by surprise. But you would just pop it in and then have all the possible ways to boost your shooting sprouts to whatever you want to boost them. And since, you know, you get 2 shooting sprouts out of it, and for theoretically 1 turn, you can have all the plants actually block any creature regardless of speed, which is bad, because there are things like the Treant thingy that, you know, it is powerful card, fairly cheap, and it is purposefully made green creatures, purposefully made slow, similarly to Jungle Death Trap. Well, okay, it goes only for blocking, not for attacking, but still. Like, imagine allowing a Jungle Death Trap to be a universal blocker. The Primordial Treant, that's not my problem. I wanted the Ancient Treant. 3/4 well, okay, heavy level requirements. Well, mana is not that bad, but heavy level requirements are on that thing. But it is slow on purpose and has a very powerful ability. And then you make it into a universal blocker, 3/4. That's quite a hefty blocking, ain't that? The Primordial Treant. No, sorry, you need to put elves under it, yeah, to get the Might Emblems. So it's not that crazy, although you can make it crazy. Oh, I wonder how it works with Brothers in Arms, if you try to put Brothers in Arms under it. Yeah, it was intended to work kind of as a guards to give you some weak blockers that you would just sacrifice into blocking. But as guards is not to give you 2 weak blockers that you would sacrifice for the sake of blocking. The same way this card is more into killing you, or rather killing your opponent and then, you know, helping you block, which I don't like. We had a card that was purely defensive, and now we're changing it into a heavily offensive card rather than anything else. I mean, yeah, okay, you get the shooting sprouts. So what you're gonna do with them? You're gonna empower them. Well, you have all your plants that can block anything you want. Oh crap! There is the new thing. I forgot. Yeah, but I think that the new tainted thing that comes for nature, doesn't it spawn even more freaking sprouts? So that's generally gonna be bad. But oh well, that's what it is. I'm not a huge fan of it. I really liked the card as it was before. Right now it's completely different card, as is with most of these cards. They are not just, you know, a slight adjustment of how the card used to work. They are pretty heavy redesigns. Well, maybe except the Ritual of Gardens, but well, Veggie Blockade, yeah, pretty bad. So that was the first card. I kind of want to go in the order they were changed, although I'm not 100% sure. Detonate. Why not? Let's go to the Detonate, because I remember what it did. That was a good card. I mean, that was a bad card. That was a really bad card, and I like kinda the way it works right now. So the idea, after changing the Detonate to what it is right now, and then pushing Nature, this was called a Wasp Swarm before it was changed. Now it's called Nature's Encouragement. The idea was to kind of go and complete this cycle of well, cycle started by Power Discharge. As far as I remember, no other. Well, there were some similar spells. Could we say what a Solemn Prayer is in a cycle with that? Wouldn't really say so. I mean, just having an options doesn't make you a cycle, does it? Yeah, but the idea was to close a cycle. Maybe Exorcism is slightly closer to it. 2, 2, 3 options, draw a card. Well, it has less mana required and is lower rarity. I'm not sure about the cards here, where this is common and this is also common, so maybe. But you know, if we were to make them really a cycle, I would really like to see all of them draw a card, but not all of them draw a card, so this is where I'm hesitant to really agree on this being a cycle. Especially just what you see with Order. There are other cards that have 3 options. So, you know, just having 3 options doesn't necessarily make you a cycle. So I'm not buying it. But basically, yeah, here's the Detonate. So before, I think it cost the same and same mana requirement, same level requirement, but it only destroyed an artifact, and basically it made this card useless. Nothing else, simply useless. Because if you take it, you are occupying a very precious deck space with a card that you might not even use, because not everyone uses artifacts. So it was very, very situational. And if you wanted to take something that could potentially destroy an artifact, but not be a useless card, then that was a brain choice of introducing some Goblin Fireworkers into your deck, which gives you a solid body, and if you need to get rid of a troublesome artifact, you can just sacrifice the Goblin Fireworker and bam, you're good. And if your opponent is running no artifacts, then you don't give a crap. Cost, effect, activated power. Then you just, you have a pretty decent 2/2 bodies. And frankly, they were probably used more often as 2/2 bodies than as artifact removal. Now it has been given the ability to deal 1 damage to all creatures, or deal 2 damage to all creatures with a target emblem. I am super happy with the addition of target emblems here, because target emblems are slowly starting to appear more and more, because back then we had one stupid skill shrine, one poor flame rune warrior, and a Cannonade that kinda utilized those. I'm still pretty sad that it doesn't put the target emblems itself in any way, because if it did, then it would be better, I think. Right now you still have to depend on some external ways of implementing those target emblems, which still are not that plenty. Well, with the introduction of the new cards that will come from the I think the Rage card from the Tainted had the Rage target emblems? Or was it Nature card? Well, I think one of the new cards that are already on mobile had the target emblems, but I really don't remember which one. So, and also the new Wall of Flames that was also redesigned is putting a target emblems on something, so there is some potential wiggle room around it. Well, with that said, if we're already at Wall of Flames, yeah, as I said, two things I don't like about the new Detonate. Yeah, I'm really sad it doesn't draw a card, and I'm really sad it doesn't put the target emblems. The only 2 complaints. Like, I would really change the Detonate this 1 damage to all creatures into something that would put the target emblems. But whatever. If we're at Wall of Flames already, it's like it probably wasn't the next redesigned card. I think it might have been something in the line of Nature's Encouragement or Wasp Swarm, as it used to be called. But let's get to Wall of Flames. It used to be deal 1 damage to all attacking creatures, if I recall correctly, but I don't recall the costs. I got it. The costs were 2 mana, 1 rage level, and whenever a creature engages in combat, Wall of Flame deal 1 damage to that creature. At the start of your turn, destroy Wall of Flames. So similarly to Veggie Blockade, and technically as Veggie Blockade is right now, it was a 1-turn card, which I'm not really that huge fan of those 1-turn wonders. But well, you could use it to slightly boost your defensive capabilities. Although if you were trying to run some low health goblins, it was easy to, get this thing to counteract on you, where you would drop it, an opponent would target your 1 health goblins, and then they would die, not deal damage. Yeah, pretty BS. Now it takes one more level, although it's generic, so not really that much of a problem. So it puts target emblems, and at the end of combat it deals damage to each creature equal to the number of target emblems on it. So finally we have something that counts the number of target emblems on a creature, because before they were just there, and if you had a creature that had like 7 target emblems on it, it didn't really matter. So this is a change I'd like to see on this one, to deal like varying damage per target emblem, and deal target emblems, rather than just flat amount regardless of target emblems, because that's what basically everything does. That's what the Shrine does, that's what the Flame Rune does. So it's a lot of BS, but this thing will work for it. But on the other hand, it's energy limited, where at the start of your turn you have to pay 1 energy, and if you can't, then, well, you have to destroy your wall of flames, which kinda sucks. Especially that rage doesn't have much of ways to restore energy, unless you're having, unless it's a totem, and then you can use the shaman, whatever thing. I recall the name. Don't really care about the name, do I? We all know what I'm talking about. Rocket Ride Mystic. So other than that, Rage has no ways of regaining energy, which kinda sucks. But well, if we're at it already, I mean, it has a place. Definitely, it has a place. Especially if you'd combine it with the new Detonate, with the old target emblem cards. You have some potential there. That's how I'd put it. What's next? Don't know. Shall we do Wasp Swarm, or Nature's Encouragement, as it is called? Wouldn't call it outright controversial. Well, apparently I am going according to the order they were changed. So back then, Wasp Swarm, 3 mana, 1 nature level, move all creatures to the support line. Well, that was kinda a weird thing, because, well, you don't gain that much advantage. Like, it wouldn't give you a direct attack advantage, because if you attack, then you have to do it before you move your creatures back. Well, you could potentially attack with your flying creatures, if you can move everything from the front line of your opponent back to support line and, you know, potentially not get blocked. But it was also kinda harming you, and, well, was it really giving you that much of an advantage? It was kinda overpriced for what it did, and it didn't do much. No, if we'd work around it in a similar way that Detonate was worked, whereas you would still be able to push the creatures back, then it might have been more, you know, useful. Or, as I wanted to put it in the first place, like, you could, like, push the creatures for just 1 turn. No, for just 1 side, for just your opponent, and that would be better. But then we got the Cycle, which draws a card, unlike the Detonate, which doesn't. Well, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Yeah, I guess, as if nature did not have enough returning to hand already. A creature gets +1 speed until end of turn, which is decent-ish. And a card gains 2 energy, which for nature is pretty good, because they also do quite a lot of energy working in various directions. Giving, sacrificing, using, spending, returning, channeling, etc, etc. So, it's decent. But that's not an exceptional card on its own. I mean, I know it's still only common, but personally I'd see much more value in a Detonate than I see in Nature's Encouragement. Well, it is pretty much deck specific, and so is Detonate. Well, this potential to deal 1 damage to all creatures, it could work in some... no, was it Jackery? I'm not sure. No, it's not Jackery. It is... If it's not Jackery, then it's Erlak. Yep. So it has some potential with Erlak decks, where, you know, you want to deal damage to your creatures, and low amounts of damage to your creatures is good, and mass damage to your creatures is good, and that would work in that sense. To some extent it could work with the Sell into Slavery, Forced Labor, where is it? Yeah, the thing that spawns you the slave orcs that are not slaves if they are damaged. That work well with Erulak. because that's what they've inherited as forced labor. Because that's what they've been designed for. And they work well. Well, at least it draws you a card. I guess that's what it got for it. Other than that, I'm not too fond of it. Now I have to cheat because I don't know what will be next, and I will totally break it. How electrostatic armor? I'm so salty about this one. I had such a brilliant idea for reworking the electrostatic armor that was rejected just because it was rejected, as far as I remember. Like Ivko said, like that they really liked it, and then yeah, basically whatever was the reason for rejecting this design was like no reason whatsoever. Anyway, yeah, maybe let's start with the old electrostatic armor. 2 mana, 1 wisdom. Attached to creature. Whenever this creature attacks a creature or hero, you may pay 1 mana to deal 2 damage to that creature or a hero. So that was basically like 2 bonus damage for 1 mana to whatever. It was something, I guess. But the problem is this is one of those weird cases where we're trying to smash a feature of one aspect into another, and like implants are purely Dominion's thing, and they work well with Dominion. But then we tried to get an implant for wisdom for no apparent reason, and then we had an implant that kinda worked in conjunction with high mana Dominion decks that you might see on Dominion, because it's Dominion and it's running high mana, but wasn't significant on its own to justify, you know, building a deck around it, or even using it as a trick in your other deck. So it got changed into attached to a creature. This creature would be dealt damage, reduced damage by your wisdom level. Pay 2 energy. Electrostatic armor deals damage equal to your wisdom level to a creature engaged in combat with this creature. Use this power only during your turn. So basically we went into something more versatile, more versatile. That's the basically word I want to use, and you know, something that affects your wisdom levels. And this is something we're slowly digging into, but slowly is a good word here, and for me it's a little bit too slow, because trying to build a deck that would favor mono, you know, wisdom has that potential. I mean, you could work on it, but we don't have enough cards that do stuff strictly based on your wisdom levels. Well, aside from the word of wisdom, if it is called that. No, it's word of knowledge, oh thank god. Which frankly is a bad card on its own. It's like, yeah, the worst in cycle. Yeah, wisdom has potential for it, but it needs to be directed in a you know, decent way. All in all, yeah, aside from me being salty that not my design won, this is a pretty decent card that might see some use. Now that might be far-fetched. Like, largely because while mono wisdom is a good idea, it is not implemented well enough yet. There will be a lot more work to do before mono wisdom is a viable strategy. I mean, it is a viable strategy right now, but it's not something that you want to like smash 1,000 levels into. And I would like to see it, especially that, you know, there are basics for that. There is some base for that. With the addition of stuff like Grand Institute, gain 1 wisdom level until end of turn. This is something that strictly is designed for something that would benefit from a higher amount of wisdom levels. and we don't really have anything that will benefit you from high amount of wisdom damage, aside from maybe Obelisk of Unity, where you can turn one of your wisdom levels into something else, and if you happen to be too low on wisdom levels to afford, you know, using wisdom and something else at the same time, which I don't see why you wouldn't, because, well, yeah, like if you, well, Jorale, Magi Expedition, but none of them justifies going for blue. Yeah, like as I said before, and nothing changed. The corruption is the only aspect that justifies going more than 2 of the of its levels. Anyway, the basics are there, and with a little bit of work, that might be like one of the viable strategies for electrostatic for wisdom. But it's not there yet. Anyway, next redesigned card is Midnight Cravings. And it baffles me a lot why this card was redesigned. This card, as it was pretty good in my opinion. And the way it was changed, oh well. So it used to be 2 mana, 1 corruption level, and up to 2 zombies you control get +1 attack, +1 speed until end of turn. And that was pretty good. That allowed you to bring some fast blockers, or allowed you to jump ahead of your opponent. I mean, well, jump ahead is a big word here. Rather than jump ahead, it was more in a direction of, you know, slightly closing the gap your opponent would be getting for grinding too many too fast creatures. And that was something that helped you with that. Now, for 1 level more and 1 mana more, you can return a zombie card from your graveyard onto the field. It gains Swift, +1 attack, +1 HP, but no speed boost. But it can attack or block any creature regardless of its speed this turn. At the end of turn, sacrifice it. So, just like this stupid Veggie Blockade can block any creature regardless of speed, which is honestly like the dumbest game mechanic ever. Why do we bother introducing mechanic of speed if we go outright and disregard it completely? I'm okay with changes to speed, like +1 speed, -1 speed, heck, +2 speed even would be okay. But why go as far and like ditch the idea completely? No, I'm not buying it. Yeah, so apparently, I'm not sure if they fixed it already or not, but both the Veggie Blockade and the Midnight Cravings, yeah, they were causing bugs because of this stupid effect. At the end of turn, sacrifice it. So the idea in here is that you can draw something from your graveyard and use it as a surprise blocker or surprise attacker. It's more expensive. It's on one hand way too overpowered, because, you know, with something like the Undead Necromancer, yeah, you take the Undead Necromancer, you have the Undead Necromancer, probably even it's sitting in the back, you know, protecting its ass. Oh my god. Oh, that's BS. Yeah. So it's sitting there in the support lane, protecting its ass so it won't die, and then you can pull even something as stupid as a regular. Yeah, I'm checking if those are zombies. Something as dumb as regular zombie legionnaire. Although you don't have to, because you don't pay for it. You can pull out. Well, Dread Knight is not an undead, not a zombie. Which I am surprised, but you can pull something like Undead Hydra. And, you know, you can draw the Undead Hydra. It's like you don't even have to have Undead Necromancer for that. And just, you know, smash your opponent's strongest creature with that, because you will be able to do that because it can attack anything regardless of speed, which is insane. And people were pointing it out that, you know, allowing for this kind of damage is insane. It's like, even if you don't have something like Undead Hydra already in your graveyard, you know, you can do it on weaker things like, you know, Rotting Remains, Abhorrent Ghouls, and yeah, it's zombie. Zombie giant is too big. Abhorrent Ghouls. Yeah, these stupidest zombie legionnaires. This like fun thing is, I'm pretty sure that if you'd have a flesh sculptor on the board and you'd use Midnight Cravings to try a zombie legionnaire and it would die, I presume you would get a free zombie legionnaire spawn from the flesh sculptor, because it doesn't say summon, it says play. Does it say play? Return. So I don't think it will count as summon, so it will probably, you know, summon you a zombie. Loads of BS, yeah, and as I said, it was back. People said that, you know, if you'd return a zombie that was speed boosted, like speed boosted, not speed boosted, it wasn't speed boosted, it was allowed to attack everything regardless of speed. If you return it with Duke Harsford, they would retain their ability to, like, you know, attack everything regardless of the speed. Which is a total bullshit, and it should never work this way. And just this idea of that ability is such a bullshit that I'm so yeah, I guess you can see a theme over here. I'm generally not too content about the sorry, about the changes that were made to the cards. Anyway, the next card that was changed was the Ritual of No Text, which is probably like the most minor change of all made to the cards. Or maybe Birchwood and Walker. It's pretty similar as well, if I recall correctly. But let's get to the ritual first. So it used to be 2 mana, 1 nature level. Put a non-fairy creature with mana cost equal or less to the number of fairies you control from your hand onto the field. Draw a card. So it was changed that you can search your deck for a non-fairy creature with level equal or lower to the number of fairies you control, and a common aspect with your hero. Put a creature onto the field and shuffle your deck. So instead of drawing a card, it lets you tutor a non-fairy with level equal or lower to the number of fairies you have. This is all the difference that has been made. Does it justify the increased mana cost and increased levels? I'm not sure. Especially that you are pretty nicely restricted. And I'm like, why the fuck we don't have restrictions like that on cards like Reanimate, on cards like Reanimate. Yeah, it's like I don't recall any other bullshit like that. But Reanimate is like the main culprit. So yeah, this clause here, and a common aspect with your hero, says that you cannot run a full mono fairies deck and a full mono nature fairies deck and put some Elder Red Dragons into it, or Azeris, or any other bullshit that you might want. No, you have to use the level of a creature you want to spawn. Well, okay, it is only 1 level. So in case of Elder Red Dragon, aforementioned, you only need 1 rage level and freaking 4 fairies to play that thing. But still you need to invest something with in rage, which is okay-ish, I would say. It's not like you're playing Mono Corruption and suddenly out of nowhere Elder Red Dragon, because fuck you, that's why. No other rage card was ever played in this deck, but hey, Reanimate. So we're gonna take freaking Elder Red Dragon out of nowhere and fucking smash your face. Which is dumb as but whatever. So slightly better. Was this change necessary? No. Is it the way I'd change it? No. I mean, was this change necessary? Yes. Is it the way I'd change it? No. And there were many other suggestions to direct it more towards the cost rather than levels. I personally say that a deck, like if you look at all the other tribal decks you might have there, they largely revolve around having one tribe of creatures. Like, say goblins. Like if I'm running goblins, there is no point for me to run non-goblins. And that makes sense. If I run soldiers, I can run all soldiers. And well, with exception of one knight, I really don't care about anything that is not a soldier. Well, I can add some knights, but yeah, I don't really need to. That thing doesn't benefit a deck that consists of pure fairies in no way. And this is my problem. I would like to see something that would benefit a deck of pure fairies. Why do I have to include something that is not a fairy here? Especially that they have no synergies with other tribes. If it was really that fays have some synergies with other tribes. Nope. Well, Melindra has a synergy with spirits, and that's all. And aside from that, no other fairy has any synergy non-summoned creatures you control. This helps fairies. This does nothing. This helps itself. Well, this helps everything. This one's bullshit. This helps anything or nothing, depending on how you interpret it. This thing is, yeah. And then we have Grand Reunion. That I don't know. Is this the point? They want you to use Ritual of the Gardens to boost your Grand Reunion? This is like the lamest explanation ever, and I really don't see it, working this way. So yeah, personally for me, Ritual of No Text remains Ritual of No Text. Maybe slightly more useful, but slightly more expensive Ritual of No Text. Yeah, definitely changing it from going from your hand to going from your deck is a huge change for better, because that was a huge I'm looking for a good word, but let's say that it was a huge bummer for the card as it was before. But it still doesn't make it overly better for the purpose I see for it. And I see a purpose for it as a fairy tribe buff, not a Grand Reunion buff, as if Grand Reunion needed more buffs. Anyway, 2 more cards left. Scattered Beating and Birchwood Invoker. We'll go with Birchwood Invoker first, because Scata is nuts. So, Birchwood Invoker used to be 3 mana, 1 nature level, 2 speed, 3 attack, 1 health. So out of the bat you see that he's losing 1 attack in favor of 1 health. He used to start with 1 energy instead of 0, and whenever a totem you control is destroyed, +1 energy. And channeling, you can use Birchwood Invoker's energy to pay for the mana cost of totem cards. Now, whenever a totem is destroyed, he gets +1 energy, and channeling, you can use Birchwood Invoker's energy to play totem cards from your graveyard, so he basically becomes a totem reanimator. Huge deal, and better stats. Like, seriously, giving this additional point of health to him, even in exchange for one attack, is huge. Makes it much more decent body, and not susceptible to attacks from stuff like Detonate or level 1 Words of Fire. Much more useful, much more versatile, much more durable, much more better. That's what I would call it. And frankly, I like it. That's what I'm gonna say about it. I like it. This is probably the best change made to all of the cards. Yeah, I'm thinking about Detonate because Detonate was really bad and now is... You know, Detonate got like the most improvement out of all the cards. But I wouldn't directly say that it was the upgrade I agree with the most. And with Birchwood Invoker, I could risk saying that, because that's a good upgrade, and kind of changes the place of the Birchwood Invoker in your deck, but makes it much more viable to try and go green totems. Although I still think that mono red totems are still ahead, and you cannot really beat it with that. Anyway, one last card, Scarador Bidding, and oh my god, what the fuck have they done? Now, Scarador was a cancer. That is obvious, and we cannot argue about that. But the way it's changed, okay, so let's start with how Scarador used to be. 3 mana, 2 Dominion levels, 2 generic levels, legendary, epic, nothing changed. But before, you were to choose one. At the end of your turn, gain life equal to half of your empty mana crystals rounded down, or at the end of enemy hero's turn, that hero loses life equal to half of his empty mana crystals rounded down. So basically it served one of two purposes. It was either get yourself to overheal by spending a lot of mana, or get your opponent to kill themselves by spending a lot of mana, or block your opponent's spendings by not letting him by making him, you know, feel, and very painfully feel, every bit of mana they spend. Right now we have, at the start of your turn, put the top card of each hero's deck under Scarador's Bidding. During each player's turn, that player may play one card under Scarador's Bidding, ignoring its level requirement. That's weird, to say the least. And my biggest problem is that for a card that has that insane cost, and, you know, that insane rarity, and this legendary, and, you know, all of that power that is in that card, we've changed the card that was cancer, was overpowered, but it helped you and only you. There was no way your opponent could have used that card against you. And now they can. Well, of course, you were in like an inherent advantage of being able to use the card first. Also, you know, they don't have to, so it's like, if you get something weak or useless, then you don't care about it, and if you are able to steal something overpowered from them, then it's good. But is it really worth it? Like, they can play, if you were to lose something powerful, and they were to lose something powerful, like, in a worst case scenario, if you remember this ERD analogy I brought up earlier, so it's like you draw, like, I don't know, a Cataclysm, and your opponent draws a Elder Red Dragon. So your choice at this point is, do I want to take this Elder Red Dragon and use my opponent's Elder Red Dragon against him, and presumably your opponent is Mono Corruption that was trying to reanimate this at a later stage, or do I want to take my Cataclysm and wipe the board as it is right now? Wait, do I want to take this Red Dragon and use it against my opponent, but most likely have it wiped at the start of next turn with the Cataclysm? Or do I want to wipe the board as it is right now, but have my opponent use the very powerful creature they won't be able to use in their current situation if it wasn't for this Catador? And this is only one of many situations where, personally I think that, those situations are not that often. But getting screwed by Scatador, where you will have to choose between two cards that neither of them is a good choice. Well, of course, theoretically you can always skip this and let your opponent decide whether they want to clear the board or take the dragon, but also you have no guarantee that they will do either of the things, etc, etc. I know that's complicated. They might stall you as well, trying you to make a move. Either decide to waste the Cataclysm and then they can claim the dragon, or make you take the dragon and then deny it for you by using the Cataclysm themselves. Yeah, I know this is just one example, but those examples might be aplenty. Oh my god. I can't wait to see this in a discard deck. That's what it's gonna go down to. Yeah, because you will have one less card in your deck. So at some point you will lose all the cards from underneath your deck. It's essentially like drawing two cards every turn, because one card will be drawn to your hand at the start of your turn and one card will be drawn under Scatadors. And it's you yourself can probably try and manage it by either with some counter mill or by grabbing more cards, or you can just, try and mill your opponent. I don't like what they did with this card. Really, really don't like it. But anyway, enough with the cards, because we've made this video long enough already. What I really want to get to know is, oh my god, I have a quest for crystals. That's nice. I'm really happy about that. Because there's a holiday fiesta Christmas promotion thing. Dear players, welcome to our winter holiday promotions. You can get bosses by simply spending gold on cash in the game and not around in the middle, yada yada. Basically, you spend gold, you spend crystals, you get gift boxes, awesome rewards await. So I did some test purchases just to see. So I purchased a corruption card back. And I purchased some packs with gold just to get some progress. What I really want to do now is buy more. Oh, yeah, of course. The changes in the patch, I totally forgot about it. And there are some pretty huge changes. Mainly the... let me take a brief look. The purchase UI, the quest icons are color-coded. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Look, color-coded quest icons. That's neat. That's really awesome. Fixed visuals for copy button in chat message, I don't know. Hero cards for each deck are now visible. Let's see. Nope. Loaded. Yes, it is visible. Yes, it is visible, and is visible in only one copy. I've been sending a bug report recently because I clicked the Mono Brutal Soldiers deck and I had double Alexa for no apparent reason. Players get their packs if they're signed for draft, so that's basically a fixed visual issue, so that's fixed. Tweaked initial full screen tutorial UI, so I don't know because I'm not doing tutorials anymore, but marketplace, and that's a huge thing. Like, you can now press buy and you can choose how many you want to buy. Now it is kind of awkward that you have to buy in preset amounts. It would be better if you could, like, define the amount yourself, especially that the amounts are weird, like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, what? But that's a huge change and it will help a lot. Claim 2 times gift box. Also, with that said, I want to buy crystal stuff. Like, if Dream Reactor's intention was to make us buy stuff, Now playing the Holy Child campaign. Is that all? Don't say anything else? Well. Anyway, I have unlocked it. So, that's good. I wanted to do it. And bam! 3 gift boxes. I also want to... Oh, new cards! There they are. So all the cards I unlocked by playing the Spellweaver Chronicles mode. Will unlock more in the future. So I'm not sure how long this video is getting. So I want to kinda do quickly as much stuff as I want to do. So I want to do card backs. No, wait. Yeah, let's put some sense to it. I mean, I should have enough crystals to buy them all, but just in case... Nope, it should be fine. Confirm purchase. Confirm purchase. And I still can afford... Oh, that's brilliant. I'm gonna buy Fiam. Because I kinda like it. And I was thinking about like Duke is nice, Urlach is nice, Cataclysm is nice, Dread Knight is to some extent nice. Well, given that I'm not that huge fan of Cataclysm and I already have one for Rage, I'm gonna take the Dread Knight. Damn. All the crystals spent. Oh, I can buy 10 of those. Then why cannot I buy... whatever. Yeah, I'll buy some tickets for future use. No, I don't want the boxes. 7 gift boxes. 7 gift boxes. Yeah, and the rest I'll probably smack in packs. How many packs I have right now? 18. Oh well. There it shows my gold, that's good. Yeah, but why times 7? Oh, I don't get it. No. Oh my god, so much back. We're not gonna open them. That's one thing for sure. Yeah, but why do we have to buy in 7s? 14 gift boxes. And I could buy 4 more packs. And then we get to opening the... I could get even more, that's good. Should have taken the option to buy 8. If it was such... So there's a lot of great rewards that can be found in those gift boxes. Especially like foil cards, card backs, hero pack, the box, all epic cards, all multi-aspect heroic cards. There is additional rewards for the silver, for the gold coins, or dragon coin, whatever they are called, for the 3 boxes. Let's get to opening those. I got a coin. A good pack. A coin times 2. A coin times 5. So the higher amounts are rarer. Wait, I have 8 coins. Claim. Will I lose the coins? Nope. Let's just claim them all. Next coin's 16. Okay, so that's not as easy as I expected it to be. Shifting, alright. Was it foiled? I can find cards. Theoretically there should be cards that I don't have, so that was multiple coins. So no recurring cards should appear there. Great, another reward. Premium pack claim. 3 times normal pack. Yeah, apparently there is a big reward if you get like a ton of those coins, 2 coins. You can get a full normal box, Orphan Fairs in foil. Small pack. Yeah, and this is why I went there and bought the what are they called? 12 pack box, nice. That's a good haul. Bought the card decks first to get more boxes, and second Mantle of Winds, I presume, and to not get more of the like to spend the crystals is one thing, and then to be able to get more whatever they are called, card decks from here. Well, that's a lot of coins, but I presume it's okay. Honestly, I was hoping that it will be like a coin in every box, and then some other reward. Oh my god, 52 small packs. I'm waiting with packs till the new cards come in. Oh, also I have to do unbinding today to get the cards unbound for their full price. Succubus. I mean, I would be kinda happy if it wasn't, you know, pretty useless for what it is. I have no idea what might be the amount of the coins required for the highest reward. They appear to be going in the powers of 2. So there was 16, the next one was 64, was it? No, it was not. It's 56 for a foil pack. So they are following some weird pattern. As usual with Dream Reactor, why cannot they use something more logic based? Whatever. Was it the last box? Yes, it was. 48. I guess I will have to try and do some more quests and stuff. None of those will cut it. There's a lot of gold here, so that will help. And the promotion is still running for a few days, so hopefully I will get some promo codes. Well, with that said, now good collection, crafting. Let's start with spells. Nature's Encouragement. So apparently I can unbind only 4 copies for the full price, which is a total bullshit. And I think I broke the in-game audio. Veggie Blockade, yes, I will unbind 4 copies of it, because it's not that good, and it's not that rare, so I can easily get that back. I'm not gonna get rid of Rituals, because I have only 2 of them and they are rare, so not really gonna cut it. And the best choice, I guess. Well, Electrostatic Armor, let it be. What's next? Birchwood Invoker, but I have only 4 of those. But they are just uncommons, so I could easily burn them. Yeah, I mean I could easily reacquire them, so I don't really care. And I need those shrines. I'm done. I'm pretty sure done. Done. Detonates. Wall of Flames. I can smack all 4. Again, uncommon, easily recoverable. So Spells and Rage. Oh, of course, I cannot do it with Detonates, because Detonates are strictly better. still have only one left? Oh, because I have one foil, okay. Oh my god, no, I'm not doing it. Although that would be good. You know, I would be so much ahead in shrines then. And that's probably what I'll most likely use it for, like, in the future. Whatever. Spells. Yeah, the minion. Skeletor beating. No, I'm not doing that. So I think that's all. I've done that. Well, I'm not doing that. This one cannot be done. This one cannot be done. I've done that, although it appears to be broken. I think I've done that. I'm not doing. Oh, Midnight Cravings. I forgot about Midnight Cravings. Which I'm, of course, gonna unbind. No, that's a Curse of Risha. That's not that thing. Which I'm gonna unbind 4 copies of. Because why not? Well, 190, 135, 382 on nature. That's grand. 227, 139, and 151. Good. So I think I actually managed to do like everything I wanted to do today. A few more words about the Holiday Fiesta promotion thing. Open your gift boxes to collect coins and discover exciting rewards. Foil cards, card backs, hero pack item. I'll say hero pack item. The box, which I found, I'm super happy about it, plus many more, including the grand prizes, all epic cards, and all multi-aspect heroic cards. Each of your coins give you a chance to win a full card collection in our New Year's raffle. The 3 lucky winners will be announced in the beginning of January 2018. Gift boxes by simply spending golden crystals in the uncovering amazing rewards. You can additional gift boxes by redeeming gift codes from your friends and earn rewards by collecting the coins you receive. But that's not all. I wonder how many people were cheating and like using their multiple accounts to grind the codes. Yeah, that would be cheating, and I'm pretty sure some people did that. You know, it's like nothing stops me from creating 10 accounts and like redeeming codes from every one of them, and then like doing it throughout the entire duration of the thing. But I'm not that type of person. Well, if we were to talk about the full article they have linked there, well, there is not much aside from that. Spellweaver retreats with no mysterious anymore but rewarding gift boxes. Apparently this is the same as it was last year. You receive gift boxes by spending gold crystals, by redeeming special gift codes, open holiday to uncover amazing rewards, collect coins. 3 lucky players will receive full card collection from holiday raffle. Each of your coins will give you 1 entry in special raffle that will be drawn at the start of January. About boxes, you will receive box for every gold and every crystal spent, every gift code. A list of gift boxes reward includes 1 times all multi-aspect heroic cards at 0.1% chance, all epic cards at 0.1% chance, a foil pack at 0.1%, draft ticket at 0.1%, the box at 0.5%, hero pack at 0.1%, premium pack at 1.5%, 200 crystals, which is basically like a 1 more free box for 1.5% chance, a random foil card for 8% chance, a random rare or epic card you don't have the full number of copies, with 8% chance for a rare and 1.5% chance for an epic card, a card back you don't own for 8% chance, a ticket small pack, ticket at 1.5%, small pack at 8%, normal pack at 7%, good pack at 2%, and evil pack at 2%. 1, 2, or 5 coins, 25, 20, and 5% chance, respectively. So we went over all of them. So it's like, yeah, you're most likely to get coins out of it. Too bad there is apparently no list for the coin rewards, but whatever. Yeah, from what I've heard, apparently people have been getting like even better card backs, like the ones you cannot buy. Yeah, and apparently the Mantle of the Winds is purchasable, but the Gnome Surgeon, or whatever it is called, it's not even labeled. The Gnome Surgeon is limited, so yeah, I think I found one good pack, maybe a one premium pack, probably no foil packs, I don't think so. Will they stay there? Oh, whatever. Yeah, a decent amount of normal packs, also I bought a lot. Also I found a box, so that's a decent amount of normal packs on its own. Anyway, well, with that said, I think that will be it for today, and that will be it for 2017. I hope you enjoyed the video on the air, and well, with that said, all I have to do is wish you all Happy New Year 2018, and well, I'll see you in 2018. This is the last time we see in 2017. So yeah, see you in 2018. Take care, and Happy New Year, everybody.